Hello, you're welcome back to Project Management Demystified. Right, let's make this episode 20 of our interview series. And in this episode, let's speak about adaptability. So, interview question. Tell me about a time that you have had to adapt to new ways of doing things or new ways of working. Adapt to new ways of doing things or new ways of working. So, as I always say, you can use interview responses, your stories, for more than one question. But try not to use the same story in the same interview. So, say I have a story on communication. It wouldn't be ideal for me to use that same story for 3 interview questions in the same interview. But I can use the communication story for adaptability, bring out the adaptability side with questions about adaptability, with questions about leadership, bring out the leadership style, leadership aspect of that story. So have a number of stories that you can use and mix and match, I would say. So adaptability. Tell me about a time that you have adapted to new ways of doing things or new ways of working. So it depending on the level that you're applying for. So you can just speak about yourself and how you adapted to new ways of doing things. Maybe there's a new system at work and you became a champion of that system. So what were the things you thought about? So you went away and you were taking time outside your own time, outside the allocated time to learn about the system, to reach out to stakeholders, to understand how the system works. Or you just moved to a new team. How did you manage for a project management professional? How did you get in the face of the people, of the stakeholders that you'll be working with? How did you build your brand? How did you do all that? But if you are working, if the role is for kind of mid to senior level, it will be ideal for you to speak about, while you are adapting, how did you bring other people along the journey with you to adapt with you? Because that's what leaders have to do. So let's take COVID, for instance. When COVID happened, there was lockdown. A lot of people, we haven't experienced this before. A lot of people had to go through so many difficult situations, depression, anxiety. And while going through that, you still had to manage other people. So if you're a people manager, for instance, you had to take those people along on that journey, give them some form of guidance, hope, I would say, to navigate that journey. So how did you do that? Being aware of yourself and then being able to take your team, make them more resilient, motivate them through that journey. So some of the things to think about is, first, you need to, like in flights, you need to secure your own masks or oxygen before you help others. So you need to think about the resilience of yourself. So how did they say, for me as an example, how did I adapt during COVID? So when the lockdown started, I was really struggling. And then and I mean struggling mentally, but still focusing on work. And I had to think of ways to support myself. So I started running. So I started running. So it gave me the opportunity to go outside, get fresh air, and then also get fit as well. And then so in my team, I started suggesting different activities to my teams during that period. So a lot of my other colleagues and even friends took up that as well, took up exercising and running as well. And they were also so many other things that was done to keep people healthy and to keep people in the right frame of mind. So that's just one aspect. So I was self-aware to do that, and then shared it with colleagues and friends as well. So some other things to think about in terms of adapting. So you should understand that different people adapt at different rates, at different levels. So that's if the interview is about maybe a senior level role, you need to speak about other people. So having that appreciation, having that consciousness that different people adapt at different times. So you give them that room to be able to move or switch states from one state where they are trying to adapt to where the ideal state that they should be in. So understanding and being aware of yourself and how you adapt and some of the things and how you went through the journey of adaptation, and then understanding that people adapt at different stages, so not to assume that everyone would work at the same rate. So that would help you frame your responses to that interview question. I think I'll leave you there for today, and I'll see you on the other side. Cheers. Bye-bye.